look out your window, you hear that tow truck, you look out the window, and it's your car getting put on the tow truck because you can't make those payments no more. Your landlord call you. You gotta go. Can't afford this rent no more. That's when it was picked up the bottle, grabbed the bad food, no longer praying, no longer thinking positive. Everything was negative at that point because I felt like I was beat. Hi, my name is Scotty, and this is my story. The dynamic in my household was pretty much regular. It was the everyday household that we all grew up in. Sunday dinners, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, mommy cooking, Thursday she cooking, Fridays, Saturdays we gotta eat Chinese food. Dad working 2-3 jobs, going to school. It was pretty regular. Like we wasn't poor, you know. We kept up with the Joneses, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So we grew up with some, but not everything. The dynamic was cool. I mean, I can't really say we had the closest relationship. Like I said, the disconnect was there because of the age gap. For the most part, we grew up, let's say, solid, but we grew up close. I come from a big family, bunch of cousins, aunts, uncles, and all that. It was for me, it was like a series of events. I was in college, studying psychology at the time, and my mom ended up sick with cancer. So basically, I had to leave school to go take care of her, to go be with her because she was in the house alone. And that's kind of where it started. So from that point up until I would say like 6 months before today, life was, I don't want to say eventful, but it was rough. Definitely was something to cause a mental breakdown, and which it did, so to speak. But it started there, and then 2016, I lost my mother to cancer. Fighting the fight, and the cancer won. And that was surprising because that happened. I woke up one morning and found her dead in the apartment. So that right there was tough. I'm not sure nobody would be mentally prepared for that, and I wasn't. But at that point, I want to say a week after she passed, I kind of got off my ass and I had to make something happen. Before she died, I had nothing. And when she died, I made a promise to myself that I was going to have more than what I had before she passed, because I felt like if I was financially successful, that there would be a chance of her surviving it, you know, which I wasn't. So that was kind of something that just stood inside me. So I devoted my time to being financially successful, and I accomplished it. And from 2016 to 2018, life was a blast. I was busy. Finances was at an all-time high, and that's kind of how I stood away from the mental breakdown. You know, always having something to do, always having somewhere to go, always having somebody to speak to or conversate with about something. And that's kind of how I got through that. And then 2018, another bombshell came, and I lost my dad. The thing that I could say probably saved me from losing both of my parents was that I saw it coming, in a sense. My mom, me and her had a real solid relationship. She basically told me when I found out, like, this might be it. Like, you know, and that was months before she passed. So when she did pass, it hurt. It was a bombshell that dropped on me, but I'm not gonna say I knew it was gonna happen, but I knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't expect for it to happen the way that it happened. My dad, on the other hand, I literally told him, you know, he was in a deep depression after my mother passed, and I told him, you either gotta get out of this depression or, you know, harsh to say, but you'll be right behind her. And unfortunately, that's what happened. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to have the mental breakdown. I didn't want to deal with the trauma of losing two parents. And I was only 25 years old. So by the age of 25, then I had no more parents to take a toll on anybody, but I tried my hardest. I lost both of my parents. I was a vegan, wasn't drinking alcohol, and it stood that way. I made it my business to keep up with myself, although the most drastic thing in my life happened. I made sure that I kept up to par with everything that I was doing. I didn't want to melt away because I knew if I lost myself that it was over. Everything that I had going on was done. and I just didn't want to lose everything that I had going on. And at the time, I had something to look forward to. I had love to look forward to. I had the potential of a family to look forward to. And those are the things that kind of kept me afloat. Those are the things that kept me going every day without crashing out thinking about my parents. Mental meltdown really started to come when I started to lose everything. The business was fading away, the money was going. You look out your window, you hear that tow truck, you look out the window and it's your car getting put on the tow truck because you can't make those payments no more. Your landlord call you, you gotta go. Can't afford this rent no more. And eventually the girl was gone. That's when it was picked up the bottle, grabbed the bad food, and I think that's when I was able to sit down and quiet. And for the first time, I think I cried about everything. I cried about my mother, and I stopped, and I went on about my day. Then I cried about my dad, and that was tough. I went on about my day, and about 3 days later, I cried about everything else. The life, the girl, and my mind went into places that I didn't even know that it could go. Dark places, places that I don't even know if I'm too comfortable to speak about. But definitely broke me, and I think at that point, that's when I learned that mental health awareness is real. To check on your people that go through things, to, for somebody that goes through things, to have somebody that you can speak to. Me personally, I want to get a therapist. Shout out Dr. Beverly, thank you so much. My imam over at the mosque, I converted to becoming a Muslim. That helped a ton. Being able to go somewhere and confide in people who listen, who are passionate, who have the same outview on the world as you do. And I vowed to myself that I was gonna get back to myself, and today, here I am, slowly gaining everything back. And it's a blessing to be here today, to be able to talk about it, to not have crashed out with everything that I want to wake up every day happy. I'm more forgiving today. I'm more loving today. I'm more caring today. I actually have friends that, I'll text them and ask them, like, how's your mental today on a scale of 1 through 10? And, based on their answers, we'll have a conversation on, what's wrong, because not everybody can overcome what I've overcome. And I know that. And that's no special pat on my back or nothing like that, but I just want to make sure that the people around me, that they overcome whatever mental stress that they're going through, because it is serious and it can get dark. We're talking suicidal thoughts, we're talking self-sabotage, we're talking it all, so you never know what somebody is all the way capable of, so you always just want to reach out to your people and check them, make sure they're okay. One thing I can say is be realistic. Life is not a movie. This is not whatever you decide to do or for emotion, this can't be taken back. There's nobody there screaming cut. So just be mindful of the things that you choose to do or the things that you choose to think of in those situations, because life does go on. As harsh as it may sound, this is your mother or your father or your grandmother, the person that raised you that we're talking about, but life does go on. And you got to also think from their perspective. If they truly loved you and helped raise you, such as a parent, they wouldn't want to see you do anything harmful to yourself or anything bad. They actually want you. I lived in solace with that, knowing that I just hear my dad in the back of my voice, stop fucking crying, wipe your tears, go do something. Or hear my mother, everything is all right, I'm fine, I'm good, go live your life. I hear these things in the back of my voice, the back of my head on the regular, so that helps. So if you're someone that's going through it, just close your eyes and listen to those voices, because I promise you, your parent is not going to tell you to go harm yourself. Your parent is not going to tell you to cry your eyes out. Your parent is not going to tell you to go have suicidal thoughts. Your parent is actually going to tell you that everything is fine. And that's how you'll be able to cope. Stay busy, read some books, find a better you. Get my hair done, get a shape up. Cologne. If you're a man, get you a cologne collection. You know, these are the things that that I started to appreciate, that get me out of the funks. Going to get my hair done and then looking in the mirror when it's done. You start to realize when you're going through things that helps the depression, that helps the mental feel weaker. And when you go and you do these things, you take self-care yourself, facials, things like that, going to the spa, massages. You gotta make these things essential. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that, it may sound bougie or extra, but these are the things that help. Believe it, take it from me. I went through it, I'm still doing it. Make sure y'all go like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube page if you connected with today's story.